Yo, what is up everybody? It's Azazel here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a new series, this being possible Mangekyou abilities. Now it's really just what the title suggests. If a person had a shotgun gun and it happened to be the Mangekyou shotgun gun, what their abilities could be. Now, mostly this entails with the fact that usually, or at least just theorized, that it derives off of your passion, your emotions, and your character traits. Examples of this being Itachi, and of course Sasuke. Sasuke's flames, Amaterasu, being like his burning fire for, or his willpower for hatred, and ultimate revenge against Itachi once, and then Danzo, and then against basically taking out the entire world and reforming it into its own like possibility. And then of course Shisui's being his actual, just him being a pacifist at nature and wanting to protect the world, including the Leaf Village. Examples of this being, he has the Yadomir, being able to seal away things, and then he also has, the Yadomir is the shield, being able to, block and reflect any jutsu. Then he also has the Tosca Blade being able to seal away anyone. That is a perfect example. And then his flames, or the Amaterasu, could be seen as a form of defense or an indistinguishable flame of trying to put out ultimately all of this hatred. So either way, it's a symbolism. It's symbolic in essence, ultimately. So today we're going to be talking about Naruto's possibilities, because why not start with the biggest character, the main character of the series? So why the fuck not? Now ultimately I'm going to say this is all my perception, that word's kind of funny, but it's my opinion. Now, speaking of perception, that's what Naruto's would entail. I believe Naruto's Mangekyou abilities would be all up to perception. He would be able to manipulate the person's perception of himself, whether it be twisting it to hatred, twisting it to them liking him. Very similar of a genjutsu, and probably a more advanced version of that. Why would I say this? Well, that's more so because of the fact that he's actually always been hated his entire life, or at least he was ostracized by his village. He wanted to become the Hokage so that they liked him. He grew for that reason. He hated their perception of him, so if he could change it like he wanted to in the anime and ended up achieving, if he could change it, that would probably be his biggest thing, because he wants everyone to actually look at him like a normal human being, or someone to actually enjoy and admire. Now, what would it probably be called? A rough translation to a Japanese form or word of perception is shikaku. I believe that's what his actual abilities would be called. Now we get into Naruto's Susanoo. Ultimately, each and every single Susanoo has a weapon. Again, there's the Tosca Blade, and then there's Kakashi's basically shurikens, and it usually revolves around or theorized to have a warranty of something close to them. Evidence of this being Sasuke's bow. Yes, it's Indra's bow at the same time, but as for Indra, basically Indra is just an exception, because they kind of made Indra and Ashura just a fucking more like a copy and paste of Naruto and Sasuke instead of making them original. But meanwhile with Sasuke, basically he got his fucking powers, or the fact that he got the bow, from having an emotional attachment to the bow when he went hunting or boar hunting with his brother Itachi. So I would say Naruto, being how he doesn't really have an attachment to anything of sorts, wouldn't really use a weapon. I think ultimately it would come down to clones. I feel like that's his biggest attachment. His biggest attachment would vary from everything else. Everyone else uses, he only uses a kunai every once in a while, not even that often. And usually just rushes forward using jutsus, which are shadow clones. So it's likely that it would either be, since they usually have multiple, he could probably make clones dulled down very similar to the shadow clones being his weapon, since he utilizes them as his weapon multiple times. And then you would probably have maybe a kunai as his second, since Kakashi had multiple, Itachi had multiple, and then of course Sasuke had multiple, so it stands to reason. Now, that's basically all I have to say for that. His Mangekyou abilities are it's really cutthroat. I mean, you could say his eternal Mangekyou abilities, since usually it comes down to two. I don't know what his eternal Mangekyou abilities would be. He really only had in the first place. That I would say his perception wielding abilities are probably all it really would, would probably make him even better. But that's a whole different story. Eternal Mangekyou is different from Mangekyou abilities. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Who do you guys want me to do next? Do you guys want me to do a version? I'm thinking about doing a theorizing, or what I think Madara's Mangekyou abilities were. We really don't know what his Mangekyou abilities were. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Give recommendations. I'm out.